In this episode of Motive Garage presented by Sparesbox, we start the reassembly of JET200. Well, today is a very exciting day. I'm finally going to start work on JET200 to get it ready for its new Nitto 2.2 stroker SR22VET built by Red Sun Motorsport. Now you're probably wondering, why haven't I worked on the car before this? Well, to be honest, I didn't want to touch the car and start getting it ready until we had an engine, because we had so many delays over the last couple of years with that in the background, and I didn't want parts scattered everywhere. I thought, you know what, I'm not going to touch the car until I've got an engine. And now we have an engine. So what do I need to do? Well, first I've got to pull all the aero off so it's easy to work on and put it back together, get it on the dyno, etc. Put some dyno wheels and tyres on it, give the car a check over. Got to give the car a big clean. I'm actually going to gurney all underneath, and who knows how far that rabbit hole will go. And I need to remove the accumulator and clean it out because it's been sitting there for ages and it's probably built up a bunch of sludge. And I've got to check the fuel tank and probably order some new fuel pumps for it just to be on the safe side. So that's what I need to do here at the shop before it goes off to Red Sun to start, well, putting it back together basically. So I'm going to get into it, but more than likely I'm going to be here very, very late tonight, well past when the rest of my staff have gone home. So let's get into it. It's been a big day and night on JET200, getting the cobwebs blown out, all dusted off and ready. So we removed the aero, the rear diffuser flat floor is off. I took out the fuel pumps to check the tank, ordered new fuel pumps to be safe. We gurneyed and cleaned under the whole car, which was a pretty big mess. So cleaned it all up, some of it cleaned up pretty nicely. We had to use the flapper disc and grind back some areas under the car where it's been stitch welded, where I just wanted to repaint it because I had a little bit of surface rust, but you can see it's all nice and clean under here now. You can see a section that got painted here. What else did we do? We put the power steering lines back on. We took all the front under tray and everything off to get it all ready, and just took the circuit wheels and tyres off. Just put some temporary, I guess, dyno wheels and tyres on. We also cleaned out and reinstalled the accumulator, which is a fairly big job. So it doesn't sound like we did a lot, but it was probably about a good solid 8-9 hours worth of work on the car today. So it's ready to go to Matt's at Red Sun, so we can put the new engine in next week. Chris Spicer from CS Engineering is going to come and give us a hand, fix a few little things up. We're going to mount the new Clearview filter. We have to fix up the seat because we've got a new Velo seat with wraparound head restraint. So there's a fair bit to do, but yeah, we're getting there. 8 weeks to World Time Attack. Let's do it. Well, after a massive late night working on JET200, going down 100 rabbit holes after making one clean spot that turned into 1,000, I finally got it ready and sent it off to Red Sun Motorsport, thanks to Danny from Pro Tilt. But unfortunately, I had to be somewhere else, so the boys at Red Sun got to work putting JET200 together without me. Let's check out day one. So it's day 2 at Red Sun Motorsport for getting JET200 running again. Matt and the boys got the engine, clutch, gearbox, tail shaft in the car, so I guess the basics. We've come in for a massive day today and our goal is to have it running by tonight. Will it take 8, 12, 16, 20 hours? I'm not sure, but we're keen to stay here until it's done. What do we need to do? Quick overview. Need to put all of the inlet and exhaust side on, put the radiator in, put all the plumbing in, put the wiring loom back in. Up the back, I need to change the fuel pumps, flush the fuel system, change the diff and gearbox oils in the car, and then basically just check it over. Sounds pretty easy, right? Yeah, there's a lot to do. Let's go. Bosch 2200cc injectors, had these in the car for God knows how long, but every time the car has a break for a few months, we always get them cleaned and flowed. So I pulled these out of the bag, got them all cleaned up and flowed recently, so they're nice and fresh to go back in with the Hypertune fuel rails. So one thing we decided to do was change the fuel pressure regulator for a few reasons. Firstly, this had been sitting for probably 3 years, and even though they're a great quality item, diaphragm with E85 on it over time can just degrade. So we had the option, we can either replace the diaphragm in it to be nice and fresh as preventative maintenance, or even better, TurboSmart sent us the latest model FPR8 fuel pressure regulator. So this was an FPR2000, basically a horsepower rating, while the FPR8 basically refers to being -8 inlet and outlet, which is what we were using on this and what size our fuel lines are, so perfect. As you can see, it's got the locking ring rather than the Allen keys. So yeah, fresh, brand new TurboSmart latest fuel pressure regulator. Let's get it in. This is a fuel pump assembly out of JET200, twin wall grow or TI automotive pumps now. We're changing them purely as preventative maintenance. They've just been sitting around for a while and I don't want to risk them not working basically. So fresh TI automotive pumps from Golby's Parts in Queensland, Australian retailer distributor. So we're going to swap those in, get it in. I'm then going to put some 98 in and flush it through the whole system and clean out the fuel cooler as well. Make sure it's all nice and clean and then put fresh E85 and ready to turn that key later. So Chris mounted up the Clearview filter. I was just finishing doing new lines from Raceworks. We now use Raceworks on all of our cars. Yes, there's some product done here from the previous build. I'd love to change it all and all match, but we just want to get it running right now. The reason we put a Clearview filter on JET200 is being a pretty high-end competition car, you want to be able to go out, do a session, come back, look at the Clearview filter, and basically get a heads up on any, I guess, permanent damage that's happened before it's too catastrophic. So the whole idea is if you have a bearing issue or too much wear, you can catch it early and shut the car down, because if you were having really bad bearing wear, didn't catch on to it to go out and do another 20 laps, you risk a catastrophic engine failure. So this one has the spin-on filter as well for extra protection. So yeah, that's the setup that will change. So that's about the only thing that's really changed on this side of the car, which is the Clearview filter, and I've done a new line for that and changed the oil lines around a little bit. Accumulator's been cleaned out, but I've got a new line for that, and that's it, done. Cool.
We're good.
It's got oil in it.
Why'd you put that in?
Yeah, just give me a sec. One more time, please. One more.
Day 2 of putting JET200 together, and we did it.
We did.
Car runs. Yeah. I was confident the whole time, but it was a big job to do. But so essentially, it's now turnkey. It's 100-ton power. We've had it go 1 through cycle of the thermostat, so we can bleed it. And essentially, what's left to do from here?
Just tie a few loose ends, and then do a running tune, and then we can turn this boost off. Go to a track day.
While I'm gone, you're probably going to check shim clearances.
Yep.
Probably give it a quick run in. I'll be here for tuning. I've got a few things I need to do to the car as well, but in theory, we've got 5 days to get it ready for the next track day that we can go shake the car down. So
Yeah, I think it'll be fun.
let's try and do it.
Let's do it.
Great success. Is that the word? Yeah.
Yes.